Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. My name's Matt, and I want to do something a little bit different here today because I found a video of myself from January 3rd, 2019, where I was just explaining what I wanted to do with my life. I was still working in finance, and I was pretty miserable at that point in time. I was not happy with the way my life was going. I was just not happy with my day-to-day routine. I wanted to make a change, but I really didn't know how to. And as I was watching this video, I remembered that when I think Graham gave me a shout out, Graham Stephan gave me a shout out on his channel, I said once I reached 1,000 subscribers, then I would share this video with all of you. Hopefully at that point in time, I would have had a pretty big change in my life. And I have to admit, after watching this video, personally for me, it's a little hard to watch because I could see just how sad I was. You could see like how much skinnier I was back then. I've obviously put on a few pounds since then. But overall, just my whole demeanor is completely different from how it is now. So before I show this all to you, I just wanted to kind of quickly go over. First thing first is this is going to be a very personal video of mine, so I'm a little nervous sharing it with all of you. But again, I really wanted to just put this out there in case any of you are in a position where maybe you want to change your job or don't really know how to get started, but just aren't happy with the way that your life's currently going. I wanted to show you this is how I was just a little bit over 2 years ago, and you can compare it to how I am now. Obviously, with these videos, my personality is a little bit different, but for the most part, what you see is what you get from my videos. This is how I am as a person, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see that change as well. Also, I do want to say this video was recorded in January of 2019. I didn't actually quit my job until September of 2019. So it was, I guess that'd be like 8 months or so, maybe a little bit more than 8 months, of me just being a pretty miserable person. And it was a long time until I finally made that decision. I also want to point out that if you are in a position with your job where you want to leave but you're not sure what to do next, a lot of times here I'll talk about being my own boss, and I just want to say you don't have to become your own boss if that's not the path you want to take. That's just the path I wanted to take. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to own my own Ritas. So I figured, maybe being my own boss is the path I should pursue, and I'm so glad that I did. It's been less than 2 years. Since then, I've become a real estate agent. I sold, 3 or 4 houses during my first year of real estate, which was during a pandemic where we were all locked down. I then left being a real estate agent to start a real estate company. We are now closing our first few deals, and also, I just reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And again, I just want to reiterate, I'm not saying any of that to brag. This has all happened in less than 2 years. Now, yes, there's been a lot of hurdles to overcome throughout this, but I can absolutely say, and I'm sure you'll get it through this video, making the change was the best decision I think I've ever made just for my personal well-being. Also, as many of you know, I did work for Vanguard, and none of this is really a bash against Vanguard. This is just more being a product of that environment. Working in a call center, regardless what industry, is going to be a rough place to be, and a lot of times it seems like that's where you'll be stuck. So there are options outside of there. This is not a bash against Vanguard. While I was not happy being an employee there, I still absolutely love them as a company and what they do for investors. So it's nothing personal against them either. There's something else I was going to say. I completely forgot. So let me go ahead and I'll just play this video. I'm going to edit out some parts, speed through it. Because it's like a 12-minute video originally with a lot of pausing. But I just wanted all of you to kind of see, take note of how I am right now. And then while you're watching this video, kind of think about that. Again, if you're in a position where you want to make a change, but you're not sure where to start, as Jim Rohn says, whole long quote, but at the end of it, he says, it's nice to know you can wake up any day and make a change for your life. So if it's something that you've been considering, don't wait. You can make that change at any point in time. Just make sure you're comfortable. So with all of that said, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll be back for Watch This Wednesday. But again, I appreciate you, all of you, for the support here. Again, this is a little personal video, so I'm a little hesitant sharing it. So try to be not too mean to me in the comment section down below. Not that any of you are ever mean to me. But anyway, all right, let's get this on the road.
Hi, my name is Matt Mulvihill. The reason why I'm starting this is because I want to be able to document the things that I will do to leading myself onto a path of financial freedom. There's been a lot of buildup, a lot of things that have led to this moment right now, and to be honest, I'm very nervous about all of this, but it's something I know that I can think about and just keep hashing at as many times as I want to, and ultimately at the end of the day, nothing's going to happen until I make that change. So let me just fill you in with a little bit of background about myself. Currently I'm 24 years old. I went to East Carolina University. I got a degree in finance, and I currently am working in the finance industry. And to be honest, it's not what I thought it would be. It's dealing with people and their money is an egregious task. People have unrealistic expectations towards the industry, and ultimately, I found myself in a position where I've stopped liking to engage with people in general. This has become such a different lifestyle for me than what I'm used to. Growing up, I've always been kind of more of the outgoing and friendly personality, but I found myself really unhappy. And the reason is because I put myself into debt, getting this degree that I thought I was going to get my dream job and be on my way to having a lot of money one day because I'm going to be your finance guy. And I'm now 2.5 years into it, and it is not at all what I expected. And so I'm starting to look for, or I've been looking for a very long time, other options that I might have. The reason behind this video is, again, I want to be able to show everybody the effort, the work that it took towards getting to maybe and hopefully getting towards being able to be my own boss and take control of my life, and hopefully be able to motivate somebody else towards taking that same path, because it is a big leap. Right now I do have, I'm going to edit that part out. A lot of times you come across, you're in a job that you don't like. Easiest answer is to go ahead and just look for another job. Start applying with other companies, start touching up the resume and writing all of your cover letters and sending professional emails and updating your LinkedIn and sending thank you cards, which is all fine, and it's a great process, especially if that's the industry that you want to be in. And while it's one that I did think I wanted to be in, every time I find myself going on Glassdoor or looking at my Indeed app, I just find myself being pushed further and further away from wanting to live that 9-to-5 structure, long hours, not really having any time to enjoy myself, my life, not having the flexibility that I think I need, even just down to if I have a doctor's appointment. I want to be able to know that I can take the time that day to go to that doctor's appointment and not worry about if I'm going to make up time. Is a client going to call me? Are they going to be furious because I had something I needed to tend to, which happens more times than not. So I want to be able to live the life that I want without having other influences be a factor. Well, I'm sure that's everybody else's goal as well, is to be able to be your own boss and, make money while you travel, make money while you sleep. I understand that it's going to be a lot more involved than that. And I'm ready for it, because at the end of the day, I tend to find myself doing the best and performing the best when my back's against the wall. If you put me in a difficult situation there, I'm going to endlessly work towards getting that fixed or completed or what have you. I know that when it's something that I'm interested in and when it's my own goal, the difference between that and, a boss telling me what to do drives me in two separate directions. A boss telling me what to do, I'll listen, and I always do, the best job that I can. But depending on how tedious it is or the steps they want me to take towards completing that, could really just make me say, F you, I'm not doing that, or you're going to tell me to do this, yet I see you doing Y, it doesn't add up. But if it's my own goal, my own ambitions, and my own expectations that I'm holding myself to, I find that's where I can do the best in. I hope that at the end of this, I'll actually be in the position that I'm dreaming of. But if nothing else, I hope that I'm able to kind of gain the experience that I need through publishing videos like this along the way, keeping everybody updated on what it took, and just kind of learn how to be my own person. Another thing is I really hope to see a actual change in myself, whether that's through the way that I'm talking to you. As you've probably heard, I have these weird laughs that I do in between words, like and I've just lost everything that I used to be able to have, like great public speaking. I don't really have the confidence in myself to do that kind of stuff anymore. At one point in time, I was actually a #1 sales rep in my knife selling class. I sold $3,000 worth of knives in a weekend. Now you ask me to cold call somebody and I'm not doing it. I've lost my ability to just feel comfortable in my own body because of previous experiences, almost 100% because of the job that I found myself in, because of the degree that I paid for, studied for, worked hard for to get. You know, it's difficult. Now, once you pass the test, that's kind of where the good feeling stops. Because then you find yourself going through a training program and you start kind of thinking back on everything you've done to get to this point. You feel excited. You finally get to the point where you're talking to clients and you're spending your first few months on the job doing nothing but resetting people's passwords, giving them current balances on their accounts, arguing about the fact that their internet is the problem, not the website, things like that. And I didn't have to work this hard to get to that point. I can reset a password without a finance degree. That's not a problem. I never had the opportunity to actually tell somebody, oh yeah, well, if you compare the beta between these two funds, you would actually see that they're pretty similar, so we'll take the next step and look at like a price earnings ratio. That's why I got into finance, because I was interested in that kind of stuff. Where I want to go from here is I do want to be my own business owner. And when I say my own business owner, I'm open to having partners, but one thing I have learned from having this job is I really feel personally that I can't depend on other people. If I'm assisting a client with a transfer request and they're sending their paperwork, I got everything lined up, ready to go, here it is, and then I find out 2 weeks later that somebody in my processing team didn't mail out the paperwork. I'm the one that has to deal with that, and at the end of the day, it's something that I really struggle with being able to accept, because I've done everything I could. I've tried my hardest to make sure I set this person up for success, and somebody else drops the ball. It's something that I don't stomach very well, tolerate well, handle well, whatever you want to call it, which is why I wanted to be my own boss. You don't have to be the smartest person to create the next Reddit, for example. But you have to be ambitious. You have to have the desire. You have to be willing to put in the work. And these are all things that when I talk about, I'm actually getting the chills right now because it excites me. I really like those kind of fine details about running a business. Let's use a restaurant as an example. Finding the perfect location, why it's the perfect location, and then going down to how are you going to, what tables are you going to choose and what plates are you going to choose, and how are you going to serve the food? Are you going to walk in and get seated down, or are you going to pick your own seat? I like kind of planning out all of that stuff, and that's what interests me.
So if you're still watching, I guess that's just where it cut off. As I've mentioned before, my camera tends to just shut off after I've been talking because I use a DSLR, not a video camera. It can only record for like 10 minutes before it auto cuts off. But anyway, thank you so much for watching that. If any of you out there are considering leaving your job, doing something different with your life, best advice I have here is the perfect opportunity is not going to come around unless you create the perfect opportunity for yourself. So don't be bogged down by little details like waiting for a bonus check to come out, maybe waiting for the holidays to be over, anything like that. Don't wait for any of that. Make sure you take action sooner than later, and don't wait on the opportunity to change your life. If you do have any questions for me about how I took the leap, maybe some steps I took, anything like that, please leave that in the comment section down below. But what I just wanted to quickly end here with is just saying thank you again to all of you who have supported my channel. Clearly, you could see the difference between myself then 2 years ago versus how I am today, and a lot of that is due to the support that I've received from all of you over the years who didn't know me, didn't know who I was, yet you've taken the time to watch my videos, comment on them, and engage in conversations with me. So I really couldn't be more thankful to all of you who have enjoyed my videos throughout this entire journey. With all of that said, though, I'm going to wrap up here because I have a meeting to get to for my business, which is kind of cool to say. So thank you so much for taking the time of your day to watch this video. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me, and I really do appreciate that. But I'll let you go ahead, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.